Bleep, bloop, bleep, bloop. Time for the podcast.
Rolling.
It's episode 51 of Mike and Vittorio's Guide to Parenting.
To parenting.
The parenting.
We need to be parented.
There's a great bit in. We spoke about it before when I went to see it in London, but it's come out on Netflix recently. Mike Birbiglia's The Old Man in the Pool.
Oh yeah, I've just been listening to it, and I can listen to him actually a lot better than I can watch him.
He's got a strange physicality.
He upsets me to watch.
He's
him.
got a mucky physicality or something.
I think if I brought a baby around you, it'd start crying. I don't like the way you move. I don't like the way he smiles after jokes. Creeps me out.
There's a line he says about himself in it that that I think sums him up in a bizarre. And I was like, that's so spot on. He says he looks like a river corpse.
Yeah. He does look that just
bloated.
Just bloated.
He's been in a river
coloring.
for 3 days.
Yeah.
He's just white and puffy and
100%.
But he has a great bit about just on that voice we were doing at the start. He says all toddlers sound like they're from Boston a little bit.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm tired.
I'm tired.
And then he said, and toddlers from Boston are like, I'm wicked tired.
I'm wicked tired. So I listened to his. Is
it out on Spotify or what's the crack?
No, it's just on Netflix, but I just didn't.
Yeah,
I just listened to it. I literally did that watching because I can't. If I watch him, I hate him too much to enjoy it, and his stuff is objectively excellent.
He's brilliant, yeah.
But he absolutely rubs me up the wrong way. It's just the way he looks, and then he does these little kind of saccharine smiles. I'm like, oh fuck off!
Yeah.
Go shove it up your arse.
Yeah.
You stop acting like you.
I don't know why you're so angry at him. He seems like a lovely fella.
That's what I don't like. That's what I don't like.
That he seems like a lovely fella?
No, I don't like that he presents himself as a lovely fella, because to me comedy seems like propaganda. I want
it's jingoism.
Yeah, it is, because I want to hear about actually the what's awful about you, and that's what's funny, or what are you? Do you know what I mean?
But the whole show's about him being like inadequate.
Yeah, I know, but that just fucking garners empathy. I just hate that. I hate that. I'm just like, because that's just, to me, that's propaganda.
But I think,
of course you're going to try to elicit this reaction. I hate it.
There's a line to be drawn between us where I think he's talking about all of his own inadequacies. It's not that he's a fucking, but that's his he isn't a filthy, stinky scumbag.
No, but I'm not. I
but
don't.
He's just a bit inadequate. He's a bit of I fucked it.
But what I'm saying is this: it's like Bill Burr said on Opie and Anthony when he had Birbiglia on. He's like, "You're a worm, Mike. You're a worm. I don't know how a bird hasn't eaten you yet. You're a worm." And it's like, and I've seen Birbiglia.
So nasty.
Yeah, but listen to this, because this is like Birbiglia's whole his shtick is like, oh, everything's bad happened to me. It's like, no, give me a fucking break, lad. You know what I mean?
He's had some bad stuff happen to him.
It's all whinging. He just
he walked and jumped through a pane of glass. He nearly died.
Yeah, and he didn't. But I mean, I don't mean that, Mike. He's a very talented guy. But so did you see? So Burr had this thing. So like when Burr was like 12 years in, he's a big headliner in New York, and like Mike. So Mike was doing his first like headlining fucking like thing at Caroline's, right? And so anyway, they say you can have anyone, like whoever you want, to open for you. Now, things in club world in America are just different. I live there. You don't ask someone like Bill Burr to open for you. It's just like, it's a ridiculous thing to do.
Yes, opener really seems like mud on the bottom of your shoe in America. It's real. It's not like I'm going to get somebody. It feels like rare. It's always just like some grub.
Well, it's different here if it's your good friend and you're like, I want to make the show great for the people, and you'll do the same for them.
And it's different on the road, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Like if you're taking somebody on the road who you think is great and would benefit from it, that's one thing. But then like in New York where you just have a selection of literally anybody
to
do it, it's like
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'll go do my own fucking show.
So that's right. So Mike Birbiglia asks Bill Burr to open for him, and like Bill is like, what the fuck? No, like no way. And
That's so toxic by Burr. Isn't it?
It's sick by Burr.
It's so toxic to be like, no, I don't want to have a fun time at your show. You dick.
Fuck that. And then apparently, so then he sees Mike, I think, and Mike comes up to him. He's like, yes, you do open for me. And then Bill's like, what are you doing, Mike? He's like, I'm bigger than you. Like, right.
But that's so cunty.
No, but what I'm saying, but the thing is, like, Mike is sitting there, and for this, what Mike, how he tells the story, that Bill says that. Bill's like, I didn't fucking say that. He's like, and then he's like, Mike, stop acting like you were born yesterday. You know, you don't ask a guy like me who's been doing it 13 years. You're doing it 3 years. You don't ask me to open for. And then Mike's like, I just thought you did. And it's just like, oh, you're a worm, Mike. You're a worm. And ever since then, I've been like, he's a worm. Because I took Burr's side.
Nasty attitude.
I know.
I love opening for people. I think it's really nice and fun.
Yeah, it is. But Vittorio, you're doing comedy 5 years. Like you are.
Yeah, I get it, but I just do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like somebody asked me like to recommend people to open for them in like Dublin or something, and I said, oh, Shane Daniel Byrne is brilliant. And they're like, I can't get him. He's doing fucking Vicar Street himself. And I'm like, but he'd probably do it. It's fun and nice and exciting for the audience, exciting for you. He's good. He'll do a good job. I just don't care about any of that stuff. It's like, are they good? Are they free? Whatever. I don't have an ego around like opening for people who.
Well, you are the London Birbiglia. You're a worm. I don't know how a bird hasn't eaten you yet. You worm.
Who should I ask to? I'm gonna get fucking. I'm gonna get Jack Whitehall to open for my London shows.
Oh, that would be great crack. And then if he bombed, that'd be.
I have a feeling my crowd would boo Jack Whitehall if he came on.
I remember he's
the most English man of all time.
He's very English, and you know, he's a funny bones guy. Like he was like funny on League of Their Own.
Yeah.
Just the way about him, he was funny on that fucking show.
Good comic actor, Fresh Meat.
Yeah. Very funny.
Good show.
He's a funny guy. And obviously, you know, he has 1,000,001 things to do. He has to go like taste.
He's in Clifford the Big Red Dog.
Yeah.
He has to go on holiday with his dad, which is somehow his job.
He has to go, he has to go pretend, him and his dad have to go pretend they're stupid in different parts of the world. And, which is great. His highly successful, capable father has to pretend he doesn't understand anything in different parts of the world.
Yeah.
And
just be an idiot in a suit.
Yeah, cool. Be a toff over there.
I think Jack Whitehall's dad is a crisis actor.
What exactly does a crisis actor mean? I know Alex Jones says it quite a bit.
Alex Jones loves a crisis actor.
Yeah.
Crisis actor is where an event or a tragic event or something will be seen to be like a false flag. So it's a staged event. So like the big example, the Alex Jones one, is the Sandy Hook shootings. He says that all the parents crying over their kids,
or
the kids that survived, are
directors,
crisis actors. Good. I mean, give them the Oscar.
Sandy Hook never happened. Yeah. Just literally, a few years later, he's been sued for 1.5 billion.
And let's just clarify on the podcast, Sandy Hook was a tragedy and did happen, and we're not saying that because Alex Jones got sued for $1.5 billion, and the Patreon's the Patreon's going well, but fuck me, do we not have that money?
Listen to me, Joe Rogan. Sometimes that was one of the best quotes, and I'm just quoting this. I'm just quoting this, so it's not me going back saying it. He said on Joe Rogan, he's just like, well, he's like, man, sometimes I'm fucking retarded.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes
I'm a little retarded.
Sometimes, Joe, I gotta tell you, sometimes I'm a little retarded. It's one of the greatest quotes. Imagine him saying that in court when they're suing him.
That's his plea. Is like, how do you play? A little retarded.
Plead a little retarded. I would like to. Not insanity, not anything, just pleading to be a little retarded. Anyway.
That's a good Alex Jones.
Oh, sick.
I don't know. Who would you... I had this question. I asked this question of people in Liverpool. Did I ask you this when we were out getting too drunk in Liverpool? People that you would begrudgingly open for. You'd be like, I'm not happy about it, but I'll do it.
Oh yeah, but I think my answer was everyone.
Yeah, you were like, you just kept telling me to shut up.
I did tell you to shut up quite a bit. Because who were you saying you wouldn't?
Like Gervais, maybe?
I think you were saying Gervais. I would absolutely. I'd
But then
open for him, I'd
Nightingale
give him
was
a
like-
hand job in the back.
Nightingale was like, you just have a fun gig. You do great in front of that audience.
Yeah.
And some of them would come to your next tour show. What are you talking about? And I was like, but artistic integrity is...
What about artistic intent? What are you on about? Ricky's one of the... Like, I'm not saying, like, his last couple of specials...
He's a comedy hero.
Complete, concentrated dog shit. But he is one of... We will never do anything in our lifetime that will come close to having the comedic legacy he has. If you do anything, one thing in your career that's as good as The Office, which you won't, no offense, either will I, it's impossible. It's the greatest sitcom ever.
Well, you're not going to do much if you're saying either will I.
Huh? What do you mean?
Neither.
Oh, don't hit me on grammar when I'm making a good point, baby. Don't hit me with some Grammarly when I'm trying to say important things.
I think Guide to Parenting is The Office of our generation.
You really do think that?
Yeah.
You're what's his face, Gareth. You know what I mean? And I'm Jim. I'm like I like people relate to me. I'm a bit more of a bit of a loser, but they're like, he's a good guy. And then
Jim's
Connell
the
is
US
done.
office.
Connell's done. I'm trying to fuck Connell.
But Jim's the US office.
Tim, yeah.
Tim.
Sorry, Tim and Gareth.
I haven't seen the UK one.
You've not seen it?
I tried. I think I'm more I'm more of an American boy. I really like the US office.
I'll be honest with you. People who like the US more than the UK one, it does show a kind of a softness, a lack of actual grit, and an acceptance of what reality is. Because that's the US one is more of a cartoon where it's just like, actually everything is fine in the end, and actually everyone is actually good. Whereas the UK one is bleak and it's in Slough.
It's very bleak.
And it's just like, people are just really fat, and most of them are going to kill themselves.
Yeah, even the theme music.
Yeah.
The US one's like Bligo Ging, take
Yeah.
it body,
Yeah.
daddy da da dee,
UK's handbags and your glad rags that your poor old granddad had to sweat to buy. And then they just
so fucking, and it's just Slough and it's grey and everyone's just like, fuck.
It's truly wrong.
It's miserable.
And there's a fella
It's true
called
misery.
Keith who's just like fucking, just all right. Like one of the funniest, it's like outtakes of the UK office is like them having to go through like David Brent's like performance evaluation with Keith, and he's just like, okay, Keith, but for strengths here you've said accounts. Yeah, but that's just your job though, isn't it? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, and weaknesses, you've put eczema. He can't do the scene.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's great.
Gervais loves a corpse, doesn't he?
Huh?
That sounds weird.
Almost as much as Barry Keoghan.
That gets us on topic. The topic of the podcast
Topic
today.
of
It's a very structured podcast. We script it all beforehand. We know what we're going to talk about.
That's right.
It's all very exciting. Saltburn.
Reading off a teleprompter.
The talk of the match.
Imagine there was someone just there and every third sentence someone just said, come. Oh, fuck.
Saltburn.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
are you pro Saltburn, or let's up front, if you haven't seen Saltburn and want to watch it, spoilers, there will be spoilers.
Right.
We're going to say everything that happens in it.
I couldn't be more pro Saltburn. I've seen it twice in the cinema.
What?
Twice, yeah.
What?
Yes, I've seen it twice in cinema. I fucking love that movie.
You're an idiot.
I'm not an idiot. I'm an absolute sledge. I'm an absolute super sledge bag that everybody loves. And no, I loved it. Yeah, I think it's the absolute bee's knees.
But I hate every little thing about it.
Well, I'd like to hear what you have to say and then debunk and criticize and contradict everything.
No, I
you've
would
got to
like to go the other way around.
right.
I would like you to say stuff and then I'll pick holes in it.
Okay, no bother. I'll go from the start. First off,
I don't like the aspect ratio.
what does that mean?
Off the top.
Barry's face.
No, I don't
You're
like
talking
that
about
it's...
him looking like he has alcohol fetal
I
syndrome?
don't like that it's squished. I don't like that it's 4x3.
I don't even know what that means. You
I don't
autistic
like it. You know
man.
what I mean?
Yeah. Why are you talking about like this is autistic? Like test over. He has it. I didn't like the aspect ratio of Saltburn.
I don't like the aspect ratio of Saltburn. I think
what
it's
is that?
it's indulgent, wanky filmmaking that adds nothing.
Lad.
It's squished.
Huh?
It's closer to a square than a normal
Look at Barry's
movie
face.
is.
It's squished. It all has to add up. Everything has to make sense.
You said Barry Keoghan doesn't fit in 16 by 9?
No. His face just goes, it all starts fucking, you know. So
that's why his face looks like that. He was put in 16 by 9 once.
Barry Keoghan, by the way, we're having a laugh here. I mean, I couldn't be more attracted to a man than Baz. I think he's a sexually alluring individual. You just want to sniff him. But you don't think so?
No.
Oh, baby, Barry.
I think
he's menacing, malevolent. That's tickle your granny's bum.
That's not what I'm into.
What?
I don't like that in a fella.
Do you not?
I just think, you do nasty things.
Yucky and mucky.
I feel like he kicks animals.
Here's my argument for Saltburn, and I don't claim it's a perfect film. There's things in the story that don't quite add up, and the ending, apart from the dance, which had me hard as a rock, loved it. But which is unreal. Sophie Ellis Bextor, we hadn't heard that song in a while. Guess what? It's a banger. It's back.
It is a banger. Oh. It's but also like it's just that the fact that they use that song at the end sums up the intellectual black hole that the film is.
The intellectual black hole. Who am I talking to here? Noam Chomsky. What you on about?
It's not,
lad.
It's an art film for idiots.
No. Incorrect.
It's an art film for idiots. The song at the end is like, met her on the dance floor.
I'm aware of the song.
I'm gonna burn this goddamn house right down. It's like, oh, I get it, because he killed people at the party. Do you get it? Because there was a dance floor and he killed them, and it's all about a big house that he's kind of like turned to ruin. Wow.
Yeah.
What great.
No, do you know what?
What great storytelling. What subtlety and choice of music they've gone for there.
Lad, who gives a shit about the subtlety?
Every single bit of that film, you're being whacked over the head with it.
Lad, you're an absolute idiot. You love, like, if it was Finding Nemo, you'd be like, this is so wonderful. You just can't.
Finding Nemo is a great film. Finding Nemo is objectively better than Saltburn.
Absolutely not. You can't deal.
Finding Nemo will have a longer lasting legacy than Saltburn.
Possibly, because people love fish, but you know that's not every film can be about fish. Not everyone can lean on that love of humans' love for fish. So listen to me right now, all right? And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. In my view, the movie is great, and what I find, it was an sexually intoxicating piece of work.
I think this just comes down to that I don't.
One thing they've
like
nailed. They've nailed the way rich people carry on.
No, they
absolutely have. They have. They have. Now you've got to let me finish my fucking argument, you little bastard. They have.
We need fucking Cumlung's thoughts on this.
Cumlung's going to come in at the end
because he's the most experienced voice in this.
Yeah, but he's on your payroll. He's compromised.
He's a graduate.
Yeah,
he's been there. He's done it.
Fair enough, right?
He's fucked graves before.
I know. I saw him knocking a bit of soil off his cock on the way in. The lad he's insatiable. He's the love of the earth. That's not in the good way. Now, so I was talking to fucking our friend Horatio, who is a fucking English posho, who said they fucking nailed it.
No,
they nailed it. Yeah, how would you know? You grew up in Belfast. You don't even know. All right. So let me finish the point. They nail it. The way that he's like to your man, the fucking misery porn that the richer class are after, where it's like the way to ingratiate himself with these guys is to fucking paint his life to be horrible, because they have a voyeuristic fucking attraction to that. Where he's like, oh mate, that's awful. Oh mate, your father did that. Oh, tell me more. You should come out with us tonight. Oh, that's awful. You should stay with us. Oh, my father died. Oh no, mate. Because like a fucking sad movie, like a sad song, it's entertainment for rich people. Just a shit life. Bring him in. You see when he comes in, they're like vampires when he comes into the house. His mother's like, oh my God, I heard his life was so hard and his mother was a junkie. So, oh, you must come in here, my dear. And you see then sad Pamela, the fucking Carrie Mulligan character, who's been living there. She's a sad sack, but they've got tired of her. They're entertainment for a while, and then they throw you away, right? But he knows that, because this guy's super smart. Barry Keoghan's character is well aware, even though he's from a fine middle-class background. It's Keoghan. That's how he says it. I'd say Keoghan, of course. I'm an Irish man of the mountains and wind.
Keoghan.
You take Keoghan.
Yeah.
See, you've not. Yeah, exactly. You don't have a clue. You're out of your element.
I'd
say Keoghan.
Keoghan, yeah.
You'd say Keoghan. You're going to back him to the hilt.
He says Keoghan.
He's your tour manager now. He's on the payroll. You've been compromised, come along. You've been compromised 100%. You can't be trusted anymore. You're a yes man. You're a shill. You're like fucking Himmler or Goering and Hitler's high command. You think I'm stupid? I'm not stupid. You won't get one. I'm going to have my own cousin sitting over there from now on. That's a fact, and they'll have their own headphones, and they'll agree with things I say.
The headphones aren't plugged into anything.
Yeah.
Just ear defenders.
Just ear defenders. Just wearing just dressed, just covered in kosher. Just, you know,
like Dwight's cousin from the American Office.
Yes. Oh, there you go. Yes. Now we're fucking interweaving. We're painting a tapestry that will hopefully get us sponsored by Manscaped. There you go.
It's in the pipeline. We need your help with that soon.
We're going to talk to you on the Patreon about that. We've got a big plan. So anyway,
to get one sponsor for the book.
That's right. We're like Pinky and the Brain.
What are we going to do today, Michael? The same thing we do every day. Try to get a sponsor.
Try to get sponsored by male grooming services. So anyway, so I think in my view,
Saltburn also sponsored by Manscaped.
Yeah,
it was a neat setup. Keoghan had.
So I think that they nailed. I think they nailed that.
Can I rebuttal that?
Yes, you can.
They didn't. It was a complete caricature of rich people, and what it is, and what bothered me about it is Emerald Fennell, who made the fucking film.
Yeah.
Is a rich posho idiot lady.
Oh, and hold on now. Fennell's a goddess of cinema. Hey, hold on now. That's I don't like what you said there now. She's not a numpty.
She's a numpty.
You're just saying that because she's got a few pounds
she's
on her.
She's an old money numpty.
She's not. She's an old money gazelle. A beautiful floating gazelle.
But you know what fucks me off about it is it's rich people making movies about this imagined idea of a richer, posher person who's worse than them, which excuses their rich, posh country within themselves, because they go, oh, imagine they're like, everyone doesn't see themselves as rich or posh, and I don't think Emerald Fennell is going, oh, this is what people like me are like. It's her going, oh, I'm one of the good rich people because I'm making this movie about the cunty rich people. She's distancing herself from her own problematic old money nincompoopery.
I'm glad you've ended that tirade, which to be honest was misogynistic. Emerald Fennell is a woman who I support, women, and she's also she's not your archetype. You just don't like her because she's not like real like a skinny woman. And
is she fat? I didn't even know she was fat.
Oh yeah,
she's fat in the mind.
Huh?
She's fat in the mind.
Whoa, no. She's got I
knew she was a fat cat. Didn't know she was actually
sleek, agile. She's got a mind like a long distance Ethiopian,
walrus, like a long distance
champion.
Walrus.
Huh?
Is she fat?
Yeah, just a little.
Can we get a picture of Emerald Fennell?
No, she's nice looking. Like not like she's. I would love to kiss her below deck, but because I'm attracted to her art. Let me tell you this now, because what you're saying is you're overthinking this thing. The film's a fucking riot, right? It's not.
It's not a riot.
It is a riot.
Do you want to know my facial expression the whole way through watching Saltburn?
Yeah, and this is, and see this, and you know, and I have a theory on this. This is people I don't like, right? These people who are like, I had it because I watched it in Kilkenny, right? Like obviously where
I think that's a disgrace that they're showing that movie there.
They brought bags of silage with them to the screen.
Do you know how they decided where to put that in the cinemas? It was on in cinemas everywhere where Barry did the accent of at some point during the film.
and here's the thing. Does Barry do 7 different accents? Yes. Is he an old Asian woman at one point? Yes. Does it make any sense? No. Is he...
We must protect the Saltburn.
Yeah. 100%. One stage he's wearing a kimono. Why? We don't know. But he is, and he makes great sushi.
He's from everywhere.
He's from everywhere. And yet.
Oh, you people are so posh. I don't know what to do about this. I am from Preston.
Yes. It's you people. This is Wonderful house. I'd like to thank you for having me
And
here.
then every so often, no, sorry.
Sorry.
I'm from Preston.
Clip that. It's over for him now.
My name is Barry Keoghan. I am from Preston. This is my Preston accent.
Hi, y'all. I'm from Preston. I'm from just up the road, just down north.
Hola, I am from Preston.
And it shows range in the character, and
It shows he's got many different sides to his personality.
100%.
He's a devious chap. He's always molding. He's a chameleon.
yes.
And
Now,
he's a man of the world.
here's what I'm going to say.
And I tell you what song Emerald Fennell would put on if that was the point of she would put on the song "Man of the World" because she's got 3 thoughts in her head at any given time.
She's got at least 9. Now, and they're all working harmoniously together. Now, let me speak here now. Keoghan, right? Yes, he does a few different accents. Now, you can come in and say, okay, Barry's fucking up here, or you can say, all right, this guy he's playing, he is actually slipping into all sorts. This guy is a shady guy.
You're giving him so much credit here.
Yeah, do you know why I'm giving him so much credit? Because watch The Banshees of Inisherin. He's amazing. Watch Killing of a Sacred Deer. This guy is an elite level, world class actor. So yes, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
I think he was given a very hard task because it was a terribly written movie. I don't think he did a very good job.
He's shagging the grave. That was a hard task, I tell you that. We could see he was erect, and that's why he's the best. He was aroused by soil.
I don't think that should have made the edit.
See, this is it. Okay, so do you know, and I want to say this, and this is my point of view, because this will split the people of that listen and the people of the world. There are people in the world who are going to look at that and be like, oh, he's drinking the coming bathwater, and oh, he's shagging the grave, and oh, the period blood scene, and they're going to be like, oh, I just don't think this should make the edit. And then there's people that's like, yes, put it in.
No. I like confronting
this is fun.
Disgusting cinema. I'm into that.
This is great.
Yeah.
Have it in. Life is disgusting. We're all sick on some level.
But it didn't make any fucking sense.
Why not?
The film didn't make any sense. None of his character traits followed any kind of conceivable line through why he was doing anything. I didn't believe any of it. I didn't believe any of it. Is it that you're obsessed with this guy?
Yeah.
Or you want to kill him?
So here we go. You think they have to be mutually exclusive. He's obsessed with being him. He's obsessed with the idea of him. He wants that. When he's drinking that cum, he's like, I want to be you. I want that in me, right? I'm taking your place. He's obsessed with everything he has. He is obsessed with the love that Felix gets. He's obsessed with the fucking status he has.
But then why would he fuck the grave?
Huh?
But why would he fuck the grave?
Because he was attracted to him. There's no, in the most power lustful, I want to be on top of you, he's obsessed with him. He is obsessed with him. But by the time fucking Felix finds out about the parents and everything, it's over for him. The only thing he can do now to stay in that place and in that world is kill him, right? That's the only way he stays.
Okay.
Right? So now he's on the grave, right? And he's taking it off and he's just like, hey, why not also come?
I just think it's...
that's for every time in life.
This
Why not
this is what I mean. It's like thoughtless, indulgent filmmaking. There was like loads of really, really intense scenes that were very confronting and very like, oh, fuck. But together, they didn't really make a movie. Like, it didn't make it. There was no story.
What was it then,
there was nothing that tied it all together. They were just like it's just posh people wanking each other off intellectually. They're all just going, oh, this is cool, isn't it? Every so often they would put in like a weird artsy like shot choice, like in the spiral staircase.
Yeah, for fun.
But no, things have to mean things.
No, they don't.
No,
this is art.
No, it does. No, but the art has to be impactful. Otherwise, it's just indulgent wankery.
But so then you'd watch, like, if you watch a play by Samuel Beckett and it's Waiting for Godot, and the boys are just sitting around, shooting the shit, and that nothing is really happening. It's existential, and you just go, oh no, this, no, what, boo. I don't like this because nothing.
But that's the point. No, but that's the point of that is that nothing happens.
Well, the point of this is fucking Barry Keoghan gets his cock out and we have a bit of fun, right?
So now, speaking to Horatio about it, he was like, everyone he knew saw it and thought it was dog shit. So he went in with the thought of like, this is just a camp, stupid nonsense film, and he had quite a fun time watching it. And I can get it on that level. But people I'd seen talking about it were like, it's amazing, it's art, it's great,
You're saying it's art. Because I didn't say it was art. I don't say anything's art. You know what I mean? You could shit in a cup over there and put it in an exhibition and be like, hey, and people would pay money to come in and say it's art. What does art mean? It was a great time.
But I just didn't. And then also I thought it would have been a great time. The ending was poop. Because the ending was poop. Because it was like, oh, the big twist is he killed everybody and it was all a plan all along. And I'm like,
spoiler alert, by the way.
I said that at the start. When we started talking about Saltburn. I said there was going to be spoilers. So you can fuck off.
Fair enough. He has me there. He just full on has me. I apologize.
But my problem was like, they put in too many scenes of Kyoan going into people's bedrooms and grabbing their dicks and being weird and intimidating and freaky and like psychopathy. The twist at the end was like, oh, he was a psychopath the whole time. And I'm like, he's been being a psychopath the whole time.
Well, he hasn't been being a psychopath the whole time. The first time, and I know people have problems.
The first 10 minutes of the film, he's not a psychopath.
No. In fact, the first half, the first moment that we realize, oh, this guy is sharper than we thought he was and is more on it, is when he's out with fucking Venetia, who's Irish actress Alison Oliver, who I fucking love now, and if I was in a relationship would want to marry. Alison Oliver, unbelievable.
She was good, yeah.
Oh, she's a temptress. Oh, she was so hot and beautiful. Now, so he goes out when she's waiting outside, and then he comes down and she is bulimia, and he's talking to her. He's like, you're not going to eat tomorrow, are you? And she's like, no. He's like, you're going to eat all your food, and da-da-da. And that's the first time you see a very clear, oh, this guy is more fucking with it than we thought at all. And then, of course, he
grabs the mixed race fella's cock.
He grabs the mixed race fella's cock, but by that stage, we already know he's a capable guy.
But that's what I mean. It was presented as a big twist at the end. But we'd had 40 minutes of movie where that had already been happening.
Yeah, but that when we say that was happening, there's a difference between him being like this obsessive guy who now we can see is able to manipulate, and a completely fucking psychopathic murderer. But I agree, the twist is a bit of a like, what did cheapen the whole thing a little bit. I'll admit that. But I was,
and then like also just those like relationships when he was like manipulating people and then suddenly they were manipulating. It's like none of this makes sense. There's no consistency to like the rules of this film. The film didn't have any rules, and I
disagree. I think if you look at everything from the lens of what we know at the end,
just a cum-filled lens.
Well, look, the cum doesn't hurt. The bad scene doesn't hurt. You know that, like, obviously, a dirty, rotten, nasty little character like me was given that stuff a standing ovation. I said, Palme d'Or. She should win the Palme d'Or.
You have to earn every bit of cum in the movie.
Why do you have to earn cum?
And I don't think it earned the cum.
Who says that?
The cum wasn't worth the hand job. The cum wasn't worth the wank.
You think?
I think there was it was gratuitous, indulgent filmmaking from a rich nincompoop.
Okay, but as someone like me who watches films a lot more than you.
I've seen way more films than you have.
You have not seen, you've seen 6 films and you watched them over and over again. Shrek, Toy Story, Finding Nemo,
these are some of the greatest films of all time.
The Bee Movie.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There's nothing in the laws of physics that says a bee should be able to fly.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So a bee is like an anomaly of nature.
Bees live in the quantum realm.
But there's nothing in science that says Kyogen should be able to make a grave come, and he did it.
He didn't.
He did.
But I just think, give the actor the space to do, try something. But when he does it, you go, no, don't do that. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but it does make sense. And
also, why did he cry when his dad died if his dad didn't die?
Because he was fucking manipulating Felix.
He cried by himself in his bedroom.
He didn't.
He did.
No.
He did.
No, he didn't.
He tells Felix his dad died and then he goes and cries by himself in his bedroom.
He doesn't.
He does.
He doesn't.
He's holding the pillow.
Huh?
Yeah, he's holding the pillow.
After he sees the thing.
What thing?
Well, when are you saying he's holding the pillow?
The night he finds out his dad died, but he didn't die.
So if he's doing that, it's not because of his dad.
What's he doing that for?
Well, it's either that, because at that stage he's been rejected by Felix, so he's been kind of kicked out of the gang. So he could also be. It could also be something from his parents being like, we want you to come home for your birthday.
See all this?
What?
See all this hard legwork that you're doing on behalf of Emerald Nincompoop?
But she's not a nincompoop.
She's a nincompoop.
Emerald Fennell, who is a gazelle, and I would like to, chat with and give her flowers, as they say in the African American community. I'd say, give you your flowers. You're a wonderful lady who made a great, very entertaining film that everybody's talking about because it was a compelling piece of fucking art, wasn't it?
It wasn't.
And despite whether you liked it or not, you had a strong reaction, didn't you? It made you feel something.
No,
didn't it?
No, it just didn't make any sense.
And look at the conversation it's inspiring now. That's what art should do. It's been a success.
I hate this argument that it made you think or to feel something, so it's good art. There's too many films now where directors have figured out how to make an audience deeply uncomfortable, and they think that that's good filmmaking. Just because you made me, it's easy to make an audience uncomfortable. We do it every week.
We are the Fennells of our genre.
But I think it's just like wanking off this thing of like, oh, that's challenging, isn't it? It's like, no, it's just like, it just makes me feel a bit gross. That doesn't make it art. It just is gross.
Yeah, but you're
and indulgent and shite.
But you're a puritanical man who's.
Think I'm fucking Oliver Cromwell?
You are Oliver Cromwell, yeah, and you've been you rounded up a group of 300 women in Wexford and burned them alive. That's what Cromwell was accused of. Did you know that? No, you didn't.
Just to clarify, that's not what's going to happen at any of my Irish tour shows.
If you think he's going to Wexford or any of these places and he's not killing at least 50 women, you're mistaken. Look at that face. Look at him. Why does he hate Saltburn? Because it was directed by a woman. He doesn't like that. He doesn't want to have control.
I like films directed by women.
Yeah. Name one. Go on.
Black Widow.
What?
Black Widow?
It's a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
You can't come in with any opinions on movies and then start bringing up...
Brooklyn.
Huh?
Lady Bird.
Lady Bird is Greta Thunberg, yeah.
Greta Gerwig, not Greta Thunberg.
No, it's Greta Thunberg, lad.
Lady Bird?
Yeah.
No, Brooklyn's Greta Thunberg because she gets a boat all the way to America.
That actually would make sense, yeah. No, obviously I know Greta Thunberg.
I've seen Greta Gerwig films. Don't Worry, Darling. I like that.
Yeah.
The anti-Jordan Peterson propaganda.
Sure, but...
with Harry Styles in it.
Yeah.
That's got everything I want.
Harry Styles...
Anti-Jordan Peterson, Florence Pugh.
When you say anti-Jordan Peterson, I imagine Jordan Peterson in a wig. I'm anti-Jordan
Peterson.
Making
cookies.
Yeah. I'm your auntie and I'm Jordan Peterson.
What's the secret recipe, Grandma? It's bloody complicated. And the thing is, when you're making these cookies, it's not going to happen overnight.
No. And there's a hierarchy of ingredients. You've got to put in the flour first. And it's bloody hard and it's a bloody tough question.
Any final comments on Saltburn?
Okay, so just in my final, I'm talking to the jury in my final deposition.
Because my problems are aspect ratio, none of the rules of the film stand up, none of it's consistent. The twist is shite. It's gratuitous filmmaking with shot choices that are just like, oh, that's cool, but for no actual reason.
Right.
Making people uncomfortable doesn't make it good art.
Yeah.
And put your cock away. I don't need to see it.
Okay.
You have to earn cocks in films, and they didn't earn the cock.
You don't have to earn a cock in a film. Go on Pornhub. Now, nothing. That's just not right. You can just throw it out there. We shouldn't be ashamed of our cocks. The Catholic Church teaches us our bodies are evil. We should all have our cocks out. Not at the playground. That's not what I'm talking about. Now, listen, here's my final thing on it. The movie has clearly, like with me, struck a massive chord in popular culture. People love
idiots.
it. No. People are not. People are all, and I always say this, everyone is really smart.
It's the Big Bang Theory.
Huh?
It's the Big Bang Theory.
That's
what Saltburn is.
Your head's the Big Bang Theory. Now,
it's the art film equivalent of the Big Bang Theory. Now, people who watch the Big Bang Theory think they're smart because they get jokes that are based on GCSE physics.
Now, I want us to rewind back now. Remember when you gave your little last deposition of why you didn't like it? Remember I didn't interrupt you and I actually let you say
he's doing Jerry Adams.
What you're going to say.
He's doing Jerry Adams.
Do you remember
I didn't interrupt you, so don't interrupt me.
Quite thank you. Quite thank you. Anyway.
This is why you need interrupted.
Right. Now, you stop interrupting me.
I'm sorry.
Now, so here it is. So the movie Saltburn has obviously captured the imagination of the public. People either like it or they hate it, but it has everyone fucking talking, which to me, first off, movie goal achieved, compelling piece of fucking art. For me personally, I found it completely intoxicating. I thought Barry is a mesmerizing, malevolent actor. I thought Jacob Elordi played that role of like really a dislikable character, yet I was like, God, he's attractive and I would like to hang out with him even though he is.
Can I just jump in?
Right.
What was supposedly dislikable about Jacob Elordi?
That he disposes of people when he's just finished with them. And that's like obviously he's a nice guy, but it's shown throughout the thing that he just basically plays with people like toys, and then
that's just what his sister said. Sisters
no, it's not
say
just.
nasty
It's not just what his sister said. We see him do it with Barry's character.
When he finds out that Barry has been lying about his whole life?
No. Actually, when they're in Oxford, he stops hanging out back because he's just like, I've had enough of this. And then that's why Barry has to make up that his dad died to get fucking your man back in.
That wasn't him tossing him to the side. That was Barry being weird and creepy.
He tossed him to the side, lad.
Because he was being weird and creepy.
Yeah, but he was liking his weird, creepy shit a minute ago, but now it's no longer
wasn't.
fun.
He was liking the nice lovableness of it, but he didn't like the weird, creepy stuff ever.
Well, anyway,
go on. We can agree to disagree. It was just a likable character written likably.
You may see it that way. A lot of people actually thought he was quite there was a malevolence, but I'll take your point. So I felt. Are you
talking like a politician?
No, I'm not talking like a politician. I felt I wanted to be in Saltburn. I wanted to be around these people. I wanted to...
Nobody got that from the film.
No, yeah, well, this is it. Then let me talk. I wanted to shag Alison Oliver. I felt like I was Barry's character in a way. I've been around richer people who I want to impress, whether that's a self-esteem thing or whatever. I can feel the intoxication of being in these places that you shouldn't be in, you've never been, or being the outsider where there's this cool group that you want to get into. I felt all that deeply. I felt when Felix's character was killed, like you have that scene at the dinner table, which I think is unbelievable, where you're once pouring the wine, it's going over. And because this guy was so focal to all their lives, he was such a charismatic, likable person, that all their lives are over now. And you could feel that. And the movie just completely captured me. I was spellbound, even though there are complete holes in the plot. Right, there's no reason why Barry's character, when they're driving back to his house in
doesn't
Liverpool,
notice he's near Preston.
No,
when they've been driving from Cornwall for 5 hours.
That's stupid. And also his character would
until they turn into his road. He goes,
and that's right. That's right. I agree with that. That's my biggest.
They've been on the M3 for such a long time.
Stop laughing like a hyena. I'm admitting that was bad. All right.
Yes, I'd like to know what are your problems with the movie?
That's my problem.
And I'll say what I like about it after.
Great. So, my big problem with that scene there is that Barry's character, who has proven himself to be a masterful manipulator, he would talk Jacob Elordi's character, Felix. He would talk him out of that. He would get him to turn around. There's just no way he wouldn't get him. He could make up anything there. He could make up, she's abused me, I don't want to see her. He could pretend to have a fit. He could do anything. There's no way he's letting Felix get to that house. There's just no way. It makes no sense with his character.
And also him only clocking it 1 minute from his house is crazy.
Sure. Now,
when they see the sign for Preston, and he goes, they've been driving north for 4 hours, and he goes...
Yeah. And then 4 hours of conversation and just not to get out of him. Where are we going?
Yeah.
Now, so that thing, and then when he's going into the house, and then like Felix like, well, and he's like, no, I'll go in on my own. And Felix like, no, he's like, we're in this together, buddy. And you'd be like, no, you wouldn't let him come with you. You'd be like, no, man, I'm not just going to let every single part of my plan unravel passively.
Yeah.
Like without putting up a fight for it. So that was
he's shown he's willing to like kill people.
Well, he hadn't shown that yet.
Yes,
but afterwards, yeah. So, so 100% that I felt was wrong. I think at the end when he's like, sitting on your one's bed and blowing smoke in her thing, and he pulling out the thing and just watching her die. That's a bit like, okay, so he's just a completely, truly sadistic, evil person. I think that
it was overdone. It was it was like any of the conflict. I think it could have been a really good movie if he had have been like a conflicted and complex character where you were rooting for him sometimes, and then you kind of like you were like love to hate, like that love hate, like I get it, I get why he's doing these things, but that was my problem. Is like there's no conceivable why he's doing this thing that is relatable in any way, shape or form. I thought it could have been a brilliant movie if we were like torn about whose side we were on across the whole film, but at the end it was like, oh, he's a cunt.
He is, but I think what was relatable, really relatable about him for a lot of the film, because, and in the experience of watching the film, which I also, another thing, I just think the film is fucking like, is like an orgasm for the eyes. Like, it's just so beautifully fucking shot. So like all the, even
no. Just because you point a fucking red light at everybody's face doesn't mean it's good.
No, lad, it was...
Oh, they're all red. Oh, now they're all blue. Oh, and then there's a party and they're all dressed up. What should we make the good characters wear? Angel wings. Nice one. Good filmmaking.
Lad.
Oh, what should we make the bad guy wear? Devil horns. Oh, what a fucking great and subtle piece of art.
No, lad, they weren't. They're actually deer horns, you idiot. But...
what the fuck horns do you think the devil has?
Lad, he don't have them ones. They're little deer horns. Now, and they're beautiful little deer horns. Reference to Killing of a Sacred Deer. Gorgeous, Fennel, gorgeous. I didn't miss it. He missed it. He couldn't find it. He didn't see anything. He did.
Because it's a deer?
What?
This is exactly the level of subtlety that she operates on.
They're deer.
She's a nincompoop.
They were like deer. They're little antlers, little things. Like, what are you on about? It was a very subtle nod to Killing of a Sacred Deer, to Logos Barbimos, the Greek fella.
Just because it's
director.
a deer?
Huh? Yeah.
Was it also a subtle nod to Bambi?
Huh?
Was it also a subtle nod to Bambi?
She's capable of such a double entendre, yes. Such is the artistry of Fennel, yes. Well done. That's actually a lovely thing for you to have said about her. So anyway, so I do think the way the story went made it less interesting by the end. But I do think he was relatable in
the first 10 minutes of the film.
No, throughout, even when he's there, like the want to be in this world and being around these people who are so charismatic and carefree because of their wealth, and they have the nicest clothes and they get the nicest women, and you're around it, and then they're nice to you and you're like, oh, you know, like I could just, it captured me, the whole thing. Like, and maybe that's because I might be doing my own self-esteem and that I long to be fucking accepted by people and certain things. Now, of course, by the end, and he's sitting on your one's bed and he's blowing smoke in her face, it's like that does, in a little bit, corrupt the earlier stuff in the film.
A little?
Yeah.
A lot?
But I still felt the way I felt when I was watching it, regardless of how
But the way things end affect the way the things were.
No, they do, but they don't affect how I experienced the movie when I was watching it.
But it just ruins the whole, like, the end of a film can ruin the whole film.
No, I don't see things that way. I'll just say I didn't like the ending, but overall I had a fantastic time, and the cinematography, in a word, was gorgeous.
It wasn't.
It was gorgeous.
It wasn't. It was like a fucking
gorgeous
A-level media student who'd been given millions of pounds to make it.
What's wrong with an A-level? What's your problem with students?
You
don't like women, you don't like students. Who do you like?
I like people who
Like
make good and
old
interesting
men
film with subtle choices in it and interesting symbolism and uses of colour, not just making
donkey.
everybody
You're
red.
a donkey. You're a donkey. You haven't a clue. You like cartoons. I came in, you were watching Ben and Jerry. Listen.
That's not a cartoon.
Huh? Oh no, that's Tom and Jerry, isn't it? No, he was watching a tub of Ben and Jerry and he was just thinking. He was writing a cartoon in his mind. Imagine I came in here and you were just watching a tub of Ben and Jerry. And you're like, oh, Ben and Jerry's on. And I'm like, lad, it's a tub of ice cream. And you're like, shh. It's really good.
I'll tell you what I liked.
Right, please.
I thought the mum had some very dry, funny delivery of some lines.
Best line in the movie, can I say?
Yeah, go.
Very quick, when she says, poor old Pamela is dead, and then she says it to Barry Keoghan, and then she just goes, oh, she'd do anything for attention.
Yeah, so those little dry, really cutting. But I then also sometimes I was like, she's been written to be so horrifically dislikable. The way she just hates ugly people and all this. That was just like, oh, this is awful and nasty. I like that, what's his name? Richard E.
Richard E.
Grant.
Grant.
He just became like so disheveled by the end that it was like, yeah. And this is the thing, I think it had like the makings of a brilliant film of him trying to hold them, the posh people trying to hold it together and then being like, don't fucking talk about it. Like all this, like that desperation to keep up appearances and all that stuff.
Obviously, and will you agree that that's complete heightened reality? Like we're in a dream world now of like, we're not even claiming this is taking place in...
Yeah, but I think when you exist within a dream world and it's like heightened caricatures of people, I have to grasp onto something, and I think it just didn't keep a hold of that. It just was too silly and especially when she's a really fucking posh filmmaker, I think she's just excusing her own poshness by making a film about these imagined evil posh people. You have to understand the context of the filmmaker.
But I don't think the posh
the
people
film.
were evil. That's the thing.
The ones who just hated all ugly people.
No, she's like, I hate ugliness. But she's saying that in the context of like telling him he's good looking.
But they're so profoundly dislikable and patronizing and using this per person for entertainment. I think this is like I think it's just an excuse for posh people to watch it and go, oh yeah, we're not like that. We're not quite that bad, are we? Yeah, I think if you'd gotten somebody else to make that film, it would have been good.
I think it was good. I don't think it's a masterpiece. I don't think it was perfect, but I think it was a fantastic.
I just think there's a great film in there. If Barry Keoghan's character has any level of redeemable quality to him by the end of it, where you're like, oh, I still maybe get why he did that. By the end, you were like, this guy's just a cartoon villain. Like there's nothing understandable about anything that he's doing. So that just makes the whole film just
what about the dance though?
I didn't like the dance.
What?
I thought it was just like they went, oh well, let's tick all the boxes of like how to make art cinema. We do a weird aspect ratio because that's interesting for some reason.
You're very cynical at this.
Do you know that fucking the title shot where it was like all painted on and it like grew into like trees and stuff? Emerald Fennell's fucking like tweeting about it, being like, we spent fucking days making this, that and the other. This incredible artist did this, that and the other. And I'm like, it looked shit.
Yeah, because it was it's a nod to films of like the fucking 50s, which are her favourite genre of a film.
But it just looked shit.
It didn't. It looked fun.
Yeah, but that's just millions of pounds on like, it looked fun.
Like millions of pounds on that.
They spent shitloads of money on that.
The whole budget of film was only a couple of million.
What budget of Saltburn, please?
Budget it right now.
Because it's going to be fuckloads.
It's not fuckloads.
And also it fucks me off that Emerald Fennell was given carte blanche on a film, obviously, to do whatever the fuck she wanted with
Promising Young Woman was a good movie. What are you on about?
Reportedly 20 million.
20 mil.
Bucks.
20 mil.
It's not that much.
It's
not a massive budget.
It's set in one place.
Yeah.
It's one location and it's 20 mil.
Yeah.
That's why they're fucking off money on the fucking titles.
DiCaprio gets 20 mil a movie. Do you know what I mean? That's what we're talking about for budgets.
Yeah, and he knows one accent the whole time.
All right, listen, we've got. I think we've done a great for people that love Saltburn. And if you haven't seen the film and you don't like it, obviously this whole episode has been a waste of time. But
what time are we on?
52.
52. Right. So
anything else?
I do. So I want to tell you. Before Christmas, because this just ties into something we talked about on the podcast. I went to see Hansard again.
Oh, up the dubs.
Up the dubs, right?
Up the dubs.
Up the fucking dubs. Right? And I swear to God, you could not make this
Where
up.
did you go see him?
Cork.
Okay.
So I was in Cork Town Hall. Now, the audience were truly going, they were going balubas. They were
There's a wildness to Cork people.
They were just, I'll be honest, I was embarrassed with the audience because like Glenn, when we were in London, like to be fair to to give the English their due, their emotional repression and stokedness does cause them to, especially in somewhere like the London Palladium, they behaved themselves and they just let Glenn do his thing. So you could hear a pin drop.
Was it seated in Cork?
No, most of it was standing.
Which is different because the Palladium was seated, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it is a different vibe.
Different vibe.
But so when we're in London, Glenn could tell all his stories about this, that, and the other, and he's a brilliant storyteller. But like I was standing here. The noise of people just not shutting up. People can't stop going to the bar and just chatter. Like I turned around a few times. I was like, "Would you shut up?"
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah.
And Glenn just didn't tell stories because in my mind, I'm like, you know, he must just be like, oh, fuck this. Like,
I guess he probably has a standing gig mode and a seated gig mode. They're just two different kinds of gigs for him.
Yeah, but also I think it's just like if cunts are just going to be talking the whole way through, I'm just.
But I also think
bang through it.
I think it's so hard for an audience standing to listen to a story. That's why you never do stand up in front of a standing audience. It wouldn't work. It's impossible. People do not shut up when they're not sat down.
I disagree with that because a large portion of the fucking audience were shut up.
Yeah, but you can't get a room full of people stood up to shut the fuck up. That's just not going to happen.
Well,
ever.
I think you're just you're in the mode of contradicting my opinions on Saltburn, and that's just continuing on to anything I say now for the rest of the show.
Wait, no, actually, we need to we never asked the expert about Saltburn.
Still haven't seen it.
Oh!
You should watch it. It's about you.
Yeah, I know. I am Barry Keoghan.
He's Barry Keoghan.
You are Barry
Keoghan. A young
Keoghan.
man from, at one point, Barry Keoghan was from Belfast in the movie.
Yeah, he was. That's the great thing about the movie. Anyone from anywhere in the world can relate to Barry Keoghan's character. Because
that's your favourite thing about Saltburn, that anyone from the whole world can relate to Barry Keoghan.
Because at one point in the movie, he's from absolutely everywhere. He's a Sherpa at one stage. He is. At one stage, he was an Inuit. He grew up in an igloo. At one stage, he's an Aborigine. It's amazing.
People in uncontacted tribes going, Barry.
Yeah, 100%.
Just like me.
They have posters of Barry. Like, Barry now has played the most, famous Amazonian tribesman of all time. It is amazing marketing technique. Barry, could you play someone from everywhere in the world at some point?
No worries.
Yeah, gotcha. But
he went over, got his good education from Oxford, and you killed loads of people.
Yeah,
English ones as well.
But see, Connell was going to have different because Connell is a likable, obviously, charming. Yeah. London fuckboy. Obviously, you weren't to know that then what you would become to become one of the greatest shaggers this island has ever seen. You didn't know that then, but people had a feeling, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So people wanted a seed, but
sorry, go on. You were saying Hansard.
So anyway, we're there anyway. So next thing, Glenn brings on. He's like, obviously, he starts talking about the war in Ukraine, right?
Obviously.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
At Cork Town Hall?
Yeah, we're trying to have a good time before Christmas. So,
at a December gig.
December 19th. He's like,
less than a week before Christmas.
Less than a week before Christmas. So he starts anyway. He's like, "We'll bring up the war in Ukraine to hell and teach these fuckers a lesson."
Yeah.
So anyway, he says, is the war in Ukraine and the Ukrainian people who've come over to Ireland and we've seen their kindness and the beauty of Ukrainian people and we just want to, if there's any of them here tonight, we want to let you know that we're with you. And then he's like, and I have a few of my Ukrainian friends, beautiful musicians who've moved over here and I'm going to bring on some of them, tell a song now and just tell a little story. So he brings on this Ukrainian woman.
Is this one of the Eastern Europeans that he's fucking or one of the ones that he isn't fucking? And how old was she? Because that's always the question.
Some of us had our hands up to ask that. We were like,
excuse me, Glenn. Is she one of the young ones that are a bit too young? Okay, Glenn. You're doing this again? Fair play.
Look, listen.
What's the sequel called? Twice?
History doesn't repeat itself, but it certainly rhymes, Glenn. So, good stuff. But so anyway, so she goes on and brings on the girl to talk about this. She's doing a song and she was like, this is a song that was is written from the perspective of a magpie that is from the trees watching the murder and annihilation of children, women, people who have done nothing wrong. And the magpie, although it is viewing this horror, it knows it cannot do anything, but its only duty is to witness and to not fly away. And this is a song about the magpie. And then I swear to God, someone just shouts, "Giddy up, Boda!" "Giddy up, Boda!" And they meant it as supportive, like as in up the magpie, I think, kind of thing. But it's like, "Giddy up, Boda!" And you're just there and you're thinking, what is wrong?
Does this happen at every Hansard concert, do you think?
I don't know.
A still moment, a fragile moment is pierced by
just
drunken Irishness.
Now, to be fair, they were shouting that at everything.
Yeah.
Like everything, they're just whoop, whoop, whoop. But so I think like people, like in their heads, they're being like, whoop, the Ukrainians. But like,
it just needs,
but it's just insane.
It's just tonally wrong.
Tonally insanity. And then everyone's just kind of like, oh. And then she's like,
And then she takes off her mask and it's Barry Keoghan.
But Barry was a Ukrainian woman in the film at one stage. I mean, that is true. He was, for large portions, a Ukrainian refugee who had fled because of war.
Chicken Kiev.
On the Patreon, we're going to talk about Joe Coy's
Golden Globes. The first one that Gervais hasn't done in a while.
Good God.
No, okay,
We'll talk about there.
And all sorts of fucking
I have
shit.
more stuff about Epstein's Island I want to talk to you about. And
This is the first time Cumlung's been back. We were on a stag do together, so we can share some stories from that.
Unreal. We're both on tour.
Yes, I'm about to set off. So when this comes out, I'll be like a week out from setting off on the tour. Tickets are kind of, it's getting that, you know, the way you have like the bump when you announce the tour, and then tickets are a little bit slower for a while. Mine are starting to ramp up again. So make sure if you've been putting it off, get your fucking tickets, because people are now tweeting me going, oh, any chance of fucking... No.
That's right.
Just buy a ticket in advance. That's just how these fucking things work. So get after it.
Yeah, people in London, get on my... I think we have less than 10 left for Top Secret.
Unreal.
Which is a 6 o'clock show, and we're going to... Which I'm happy that's selling. I don't know why I booked a 6 o'clock show, but come to it. It'll be great, and then we're going to add another one. And in Dublin, the big room in Whelan's, we just added because the Sugar Club sold out.
Unreal.
Get fucking on that. And then anywhere else, just please, tickets are selling fast. MikeRiceComedy.com. I'm coming somewhere near you in Ireland or the UK. Get coming.
Lovely.
Get the tickets.
And also patreon.com/parenting for an extra episode every cunting week. Bye.
Every cunting week. That's good.